We have 29 items to put in boxes after this weekend. Let's go over what they are.
Welcome back. My name is Adine. This is my beautiful wife Melinda. Together we're known as Hustlin' Hooks. Right here on YouTube, of course, and on Instagram. It's the end of the weekend. Today is Sunday. Still need to pack up 29 orders that sold over the weekend.
That's right, and we're going to be going over what those orders are in this video. It's a mix of everything. We have housewares, we've got shoes, clothes. So you're going to get a good glimpse of what we sell on a daily basis to make money on eBay and Poshmark.
Also, what is this thing? Is a good question. Who wears that? We'll find out. Let's start.
Okay, I'm gonna start us off with complete randomness. So the first thing is just this remote. We have $1 into it. It came with a non-working machine that wasn't worth it to get fixed, but the remote itself sold for $25 and it's gonna ship first class. Next is this WeFit board. It's got the WeFit, and then these are adjustable pegs for the bottom legs. And we have $10 into everything, and it sold for $46, and it's shipping within the state of Michigan, which is great, which means shipping is going to be pretty low for that. Another local sale, we have sold to this gentleman before. We are just going to drop these off and knock off some of his price to account for not actually shipping them. It's a creamer and sugar bowl. It's this Franciscan Desert Rose, and we basically don't have anything into this set. We had a huge lot of it. Most of it has already sold. We just have a few pieces that are sort of stragglers. So happy to see those go to a new home. Those sold for $30. We sold this horse. This is a little bit out of our wheelhouse, but it's a copper. It has the artist on the bottom, which is 1950, and the artist was P.D. Napoli, and it's Western, very detailed. We picked this up last Monday at the estate sale we went to. It was $4. And I just saw them sitting on a bookshelf and it looked interesting, so did a quick search. Pretty decent sell-through rate. It's heavy, but it's not super heavy, so shipping won't be crazy. So we picked them up for $4, and then it sold for $40 within a couple days, so very happy with that. These parts sold together, they sold for $26, and we have dollars into these parts. They're off of a unit. It's a Cuisinart Custom 11 food processor, which is a gold mine of parts, and the machine itself if you choose to sell it. Ours was not complete. We didn't have all the original parts, so we chose to part it out. And this bowl we also sold as a separate sale for $40. So a couple dollars into 40, 26. The bowl sold almost immediately. We got these finally listed yesterday, and we're already 2 parts in and have already more than paid for the whole unit itself. Adine will be back and he'll go over some more stuff.
I'm going to cover some video game sales first. They're pretty fast sellers for us usually. And usually we get them in these big bulk buys where we buy the unit plus games and we part everything out and make money. This first one is a viewer slash friend slash Instagram friend. I'm not going to expose the names because I think it's a gift for your partner. So thank you for your business. It's Poke Park, Pikachu's Adventure for the Wii. It sold for $35. Another copy of Wii Sports. I picked it up for $5 off of Facebook Marketplace. It sold for $27. It's just, it's a super fast sell. These usually sell within a day for us. I picked up a lot of 5 Guitar Hero games, mostly because I wanted to make bundles, but this one had some value. It's Guitar Hero 5, it sold for $18. For the Nintendo Wii, we have Family Game Night, this sold for $16. Again, it came from a bundle. So, when I say from a bundle, we usually have a couple of dollars into them unless we paid up for them, because they may be very valuable games. From that same $10 bundle, Guitar Hero 3 sold for $15. So I got my $10 back, and then we have 3 more games that we're going to bundle up with, like the Xbox 360 drums and guitar bundles for Rock Hero or Guitar Hero. These zappers also sold for $35 shipped. They are the authentic Nintendo version. You can buy these brand new for much cheaper, but if they're the authentic ones, they tend to command a slightly bigger price. These also came from a bundle. We have about $10 into them. First time ever parting out an RC car. So this piece sold for 20 bucks. This is just a plastic shell. The RC car had a damaged wheel, so the one wheel was not turning, so I parted everything out. So far, the shell sold for 20 and the remote control sold for 20. I paid $4 for all of it. So all profit, first class, you know, easy to ship. These are super easy to ship. They just require a smaller box, a little bit of bubble wrap, and out the door. Probably about $5 to ship it first class. I'll hand it back to Melinda. She'll cover some shoes that sold for us this weekend.
Okay, so for our shoes, keep in mind we have about $6 into each pair on average. Give or take, depending, that's our average cost though. The first pair that we have are these Nike Pegasus. Pegasus is a higher end brand, generally new from Nike for runners. It's a good brand. It's done well for us before. These ones do not have the inserts, and that was reflected in the price, and of course disclosed that somebody would have to get their own inserts for it. But we turned 6 into $35. We also sold these Merrells relatively quickly as well. We hadn't inventoried them yet, which I love when that happens. They're like clogs, but they're excellent condition, no wear on the treads. They're slip-in, no wear, very clean. This style of Merrell actually sells very well for us, so don't sleep on these casual, comfy looking shoes. These sold, based on condition, size, and popularity, $40. We also sold these Merrells. These took a little bit longer to sell. They were in real rough condition when we picked them up, but used a little bit of shoe polish and leather lotion. They look great. Now, they sold for $40. However, they could have sold for more, but they do have some wear on the bottom, so that was reflected in the price as well. So these Pajars sold for $56 and also relatively quickly. They're in amazing shape, good treads, very soft interior. When they come fur-lined like this, if it's not matted down, that's usually a pretty good sign that they've only been lightly worn and not worn, you know, through many, many winters. Outside, super clean. This is a Canadian brand. I actually have a pair of Pajars that I bought this year because they're supposed to be proof to like -30 degrees. So very durable brand, and they retail for like a lot of money, like hundreds of dollars plus, lots of money. I got mine through resale, obviously, because I'm not crazy. But it was really nice to find them at the thrift for like $6. Next, we have this awesome pair of vintage Nike Air ACG. Again, look at those. These were like stuck in somebody's closet for decades before they found their way to Goodwill. They're women's, and we've sold Nike ACG before, and the 90s ones, the vintage ones in really good condition, tend to command a higher price. The men's ones command even higher prices. That being said, these sold for $59. That was a full price sale on Poshmark, so they are also going to pay shipping. And then lastly, we sold these on Posh as well. These were on an offer. We took an offer of $55, and what they are they're like strengthening shoes or like jump shoes. I don't really understand how they work, but we picked them up because, I mean, when you look at them, obviously they're very interesting. You know, you have something unique if a shoe looks like this. I think a dad got it for his son because he commented afterwards, you know, thanks for accepting the offer. My son has to get to work. So I'm glad he got a good deal, and whatever these end up doing, I hope it allows him to do it well. I'm gonna hand it back to Dean. He's gonna cover some more clothes.
If you know anything about me, you know I love fashion, I love clothing, I love selling clothing, I wear clothing, I love clothing, everything about it. Speaking of clothing, these are the clothing sales that we had this weekend. I'll start it off with this vintage tagged Made in USA shirt. It's just a simple golf shirt. We have 10 cents into it, so we're happy to see it go for 15 bucks on Poshmark. It's nothing special. I mean, it's really nice to find USA vintage t-shirts if they have really unique graphics. Those can be worth a lot of money. In this case, this is relatively basic. Again, worth it to pick it up for 10 cents and sell it for 15 bucks. This Ralph Lauren piece sold at retail price on it is $40. They're just a pair of pants. We probably wouldn't pick these up again. We picked them up because they're brand new with tags. We need to run a lint roller on them as they have a couple of hairs, I guess. I don't know, something on them. Anyways, this sat in our store for a long time, probably like 9 months or more. Probably would not pick this up again. They sold for 20 bucks on Poshmark. They pay for shipping. We have 5 bucks into them. A brand that we will always pick up is Buckle. It's BKE. This is a pair of Carter's women's jeans. We talk about jeans. I'll link the video we just recently did down below if you want to learn all that we know about jeans. We've sold over $7,000 in roughly a year and a half. Thick stitch designer pockets. They sold for 35 bucks on Poshmark. They pay for shipping, and we have 5 bucks into them. And then this, I don't know if I'll ever really understand. I guess I understand the theory of why this stuff sells, but this destroyed, distressed, painted on, pooped, I mean, look at this thing. It's like it's a Picasso painting of a jacket. This literally came from a kid who worked on a farm. He's moving out of Florida. I think I mentioned him last time because we sold another one of his items. Picked it up for $10. I mean, look at this thing. Picked it up for $10 and it sold for $59 like within a couple of hours on Poshmark, full price sale. Whatever, I don't know, fashion or somebody really likes destroyed clothing. I have no idea. Jumping over to eBay now, this first piece sold for $45. The brand is Gear for Sports. The brand isn't really what made this sale. What made this sale is this style of jacket. It's very 90s. You know, it's in right now for fashion. You know me. I know my fashion. One that got this at the bin, so we paid $1.29 per pound. So probably got like 3 bucks into it. It's a pretty neat piece. It sold for $45. It'll probably ship for about 10 bucks. We'll just pop it into a poly bag. This pair of 7 for All Mankind also sold. They're pretty much dad jeans. There's nothing really special about them, but the brand does really well for us. These sold for $37 and they're going international. We'll pop those into a envelope that it'll ship for $7.18. This piece also surprised me. It's super soft and comfy. I got this at a private pick I did just a few days ago. I have about $6 into it. It's just a simple Nike sweatpant. It sold for $40 literally within an hour, which is, again, to me it's very surprising. Maybe I underpriced it slightly, but for 40 bucks for a pair of used sweats, I thought that was a pretty good deal based off of comps. This last piece of clothing sold for $37. This is from our friend, a YouTube viewer, Instagram friend, so thank you very much. You choose to stay anonymous. We appreciate all your support. It's just a Duluth zip-up, double XL, nice large size, excellent condition, and hopefully we can stuff it into at least a padded envelope for $7.52. Otherwise it'll go in a poly for roughly $8 or $9. So again, thank you so much for your support. It's definitely not necessary for you to send us stuff, but we do appreciate it. Mona's going to finish this one off with a couple more things, including a pretty awesome pots and pans sale, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll show you the numbers and we'll conclude the video.
So the last 2 sales, this is probably the worst and the best sale of the weekend that I'm going to cover. This is the last of this Hot Wheels 1 through 6 set that we picked up a while ago. They just all started selling recently and we've cleared through our last one as of this one. It's $1 per car and there's 6 in the set. It sold for $18, so it leaves us like a $5 or $6 profit. Not great, so actually very happy to pack these up and never see them again. Which brings us to our best sale of the weekend. which was this Earthenware lot of pots and pans. So we had most of these listed individually on our store, and then we had a lot of these pans. But then we picked up this recently at that estate sale last week for $10. This is a 6-quart in fabulous condition. Has the dome lid. And I just decided on one of the days I was home to look through everything and see what we had in our listed inventory and what we could do to sort of maximize profits and reduce shipping. And also we had some watchers on these pots and pans, but people weren't buying them. So I pulled the lot out and I created this set essentially. So it's a 6-quart and a 4.5-quart. These are two big pieces that I think command a higher price separately. So when you add in the other stuff, it just adds more value to what they're getting for their money, essentially. The skillets are good. This lid also matches the 9-inch. Yeah. This lid we picked up at the bins last time we went. So all in all, we maybe have 35 into everything, and the whole set sold for $240. And we only have to ship once, which is great because it reduces our overall shipping costs. So it's really not a bad idea to periodically review what you're bringing in when it comes to things that you can lot up. Not necessarily just pots and pans, but anything really. Can you do anything differently? Put things together, take them apart, add certain things to make it more valuable. Sometimes it's adding accessories to gaming systems, things like that, or games maybe that you picked up that you didn't have to pair with a set that you have sitting in your store. So just be mindful of that every now and again to review what you already have and see how you can maximize your profit from those. That's going to do it. That's everything. We'll come back and show you the numbers after we get everything packed up. Sale number 30 just rolled in. They're these Nike Free 4.0s. Nice colorway, didn't need a lot of cleaning, and they just sold $4.35, so we're going to go ahead and get those packed up as well. These also sold really fast, like within an hour fast, so that's awesome. We didn't even have to inventory them. All right, we have everything packed up, so we can go over the numbers with you. Our total gross sales from Friday to Sunday were $1,264. Our cost of goods was $170. The shipping for everything was $174. Fees are $177. So the net taxable after all of that is $743, taking out roughly $185 for taxes, and that means we have a net of $558 that we get to keep for ourselves. Not a bad weekend, nothing crazy, just pots and pans, shoes, clothes, and some random stuff. So thank you for tuning in again. We hope you found some value in this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, make a comment, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next one.